PDF file of the chapter, measurement and experimentation. Okay. So we start with the first part, that is the system of units. It's a little boring after doing motion. You will find that this is a little boring chapter, but it will get over very soon. Okay. So we will start with the first part, measurement and experimentation. Now the definitions are important. So these are the definitions. What is measurement? Okay. It is a process. You have to just learn the definitions. What is measurement? A process of comparison of a given physical quantity with a known standard quantity of some nature. Okay. So you're comparing. So there are many physical quantities. What are physical quantities? All the quantities that you use: length, mass, time. Okay. Then velocity, acceleration, speed. All these are called physical quantities, right? And each and every physical quantity is specified with two things. Okay. It will have a number and a unit, right? That is very important. So what is unit? Unit is a quantity of constant magnitude that is used to measure the magnitude of other quantities. So what is the meaning of constant magnitude? When I say meter, meter is a unit, then the magnitude is constant, that 1 meter is always equal to 100 centimeters. So meter cannot change. It is a constant magnitude. So what are the measurements of physical quantities? They are expressed in two parameters: unit, okay, and the numerical value. So physical quantity is equal to, can you see here, the numerical value multiplied by the unit. Now what is the numerical? So supposing if I say, it's a very nice example is given, length of the piece of cloth is 10 meter. So 10 is the numerical value, okay, and meter is the unit of that particular cloth, right? So it means that if I'm talking of unit meter, then this is coming 10 times. That meter is coming 10 times because I have taken the length of the cloth as 10 meter. So multiple that meter, I have to multiply by 10. So it is coming 10 times in that length of the given piece of cloth. Similarly, if the mass is given as 5 kilogram, okay, kilogram is the unit. So that unit is coming 5 times. Now, how do you choose the unit? The units should be of convenient size. Okay. So when I say meter, it cannot be the size of my room. Okay. It's size of the length of the room. That becomes too long a size to measure cloth or something like that. So the unit has to be convenient size. Okay. So when I say that the unit to measure cloth is meter, that size has to be convenient. Then you should be able to define it. It should be reproducible. Reproducible means I should be able to multiply it. It should be said that I can multiply it. So meter, if I am taking 10 meters of cloth, that unit has been multiplied 10 times, right? So it should be, you should be able to multiply that particular unit. And very important, the value should not change with space and time. So if 1 meter is 100 centimeter in over here, and then tomorrow in some other continent, if I go to some other continent, their meter is equal to 1 meter is 1000 centimeter, that is wrong. 1 meter should always be 100 centimeter. It should not change. Okay. And with time, time means after a few years, meter should not be equal to something else. It should always remain the same. Okay. So once I have defined the unit, that unit will go on for a very, very long period of time. It will remain the same. So these are just a few points, okay, that you should remember. Now we come to the types of units. Very important: fundamental units and derived units. You've already done this in the grade 7, right? So what are fundamental?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, fundamental units, those units which do not depend. Which do not depend on any other unit. So you have got mass, you have got time, okay, you have got so many other units. They do not depend on any other unit. So they are called fundamental units. Time does not depend on any other unit, okay. Mass, length, okay. Then there are other units, right? Ampere, that is a unit to measure current. They do not depend on any other unit. So these units are called fundamental units. Then what are derived units? Derived units are those units which depend on the quantities.
Some background sound is coming.
Yeah, that may be outside. I don't know. So there are derived units. The derived units are those units which depend on the fundamental units which can be expressed, fundamental units which can be expressed in the terms of other fundamental units. That means derived units are units of those quantities which are derived. Now, which are the quantities which are derived quantities, derived physical quantities? Derived physical quantities are quantities which depend on other physical quantities. Now, which are the other physical quantities? For example, speed. Speed is not a fundamental quantity because it depends on distance and time. Okay. Similarly, force. Force cannot be called a fundamental physical quantity because it depends on mass and acceleration. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Work done is equal to force into displacement. Okay. So these are the quantities which are not dependent, which are dependent on other quantities. So the units of these quantities are called derived units. Okay. So derived units are those which depend upon, which are the units basically of the derived physical quantities. They will be the derived units. And fundamental units, so the fundamental basic units are length, mass, time, okay, then temperature, okay, these current, that is, so the units of these physical quantities, okay, they are called fundamental units. And derived units will be the units of the derived physical quantities. Meter per second, that is a derived unit. Why? Because it is a unit of speed. Okay, so that way. So these are all derived units. Okay, now unit of speed, see the here, volume. Volume is also a derived unit. Why? Because it is a unit which is length into breadth into height, or L into L into L. So L cube, right? So this is a derived. So meter cube. What is the unit of volume? SI unit? Meter cube. So this is a derived unit because it is dependent on different types of, different kinds of physical quantities, length, breadth, height, and so on, right? Speed. Here they have given the example of speed, the same thing. Now, very important, you should learn the subjective question that can be asked is systems of unit. Which are the three basic systems of unit? Okay, so the three basic systems.
CGS unit, FPS unit.
Yes, here. You can see on the screen.
And MKS.
Yeah. Now the three basic systems of units are, first one CGS, okay, second is FPS, which was used by the British, and the third is MKS. Now in the system of unit, we have to look at only three physical quantities: length, mass, and time. Okay, now they can ask you the unit of length, mass, time in CGS system. They can ask you the unit in FPS system. Now just listen to me very carefully. In CGS system, the unit of length is centimeter, mass is grams, and time is second. Okay, I think you had a table in 7th standard regarding this. Then in FPS unit, FPS, okay, that is a British system of unit. The unit of length is foot, unit of mass is pound, okay, and the unit of time is second. I think even now, see, most of the units are not used now. We are only using the SI unit, but still in the British, in those countries, they are still using pound. When they talk about butter and all, they say, give us this much pound of butter and so on. So they are still using, some of the places, these units are still being used, pound and so on. Foot, so we also use foot, okay, as the unit, okay, feet, foot, okay. So this is FPS. The next one is MKS, that is metric system. MKS, the SI unit of length is meter. Then the mass, the unit of, not SI unit, but the MKS unit. Okay, the MKS unit of mass is kilogram, and the unit of time is second. Remember, in all the three, unit of time is second. All the three systems of unit, the unit of time is second. Okay, right? But they are no longer being used because now we are using international system of unit. Okay, SI system. Every time we are using SI system. So what is SI system? Okay, so in the year 1960, okay, there was a conference of weight and measures, right? So they have suggested that first the fundamental units were taken only as the units of length, mass, time, temperature, intensity, and current. Okay, now in that, the other units that they have added were angle and solid angle. You know what is angle, right? Solid angle is the angle in a solid substance. Let us say there is a cone, which is totally solid. Okay, the cone is totally solid. It is not hollow. So the upper part of the cone, okay, that is the vertex of the cone. So there will be one angle over there. So that angle will be the solid angle. So they have also introduced some extra 2 more units in that. Right now, these are the two. So the fundamental units and symbols. Now the SI system has been introduced by this particular institution. Toshit, I can't hear what you're trying to say. Who is saying something? Okay. So the fundamental system of unit has been introduced. And remember, these are the quantities which are there. Length, mass, time, temperature, intensity, current, amount of substance, mole. I don't know whether in 8th standard you have learned in chemistry 1 mole of substance. Okay. So that when you are not learned, okay, maybe in 9th you will learn. So when you're measuring the substance in... I cannot hear anything. Toshit, I am not able to hear. Okay, so these are the different units in SI system. Okay, now prefixes. Prefixes are very important. Okay, this you will even use in maths also. Now look at the prefixes of measurements. Now in this, the first 2-3 prefixes are important. Okay, they are given many prefixes. They have given us many prefixes. Okay, but only the first 2-3 prefixes are important. Okay, now let us look at the first prefix, deca. The symbol is DA. Toshit, what is happening? I am not able to hear anything. I am not able to hear anything. I cannot hear anything. Your bandwidth is too low. I cannot hear. No, that is what I am telling. You don't have to learn everything. That is what I am saying. Just listen to me. You have to learn only, what I'll tell you to learn, that only you learn. You just have to learn 3, 4. Now just see deca. Deca, this deca is the unit of length. Okay, it is equal to 10 raised to 1. Now the unit of length is meter. Okay, so that means 1 decameter equal to 10 meter. Remember that, 10 raised to 1. So you have to take the SI unit of length, meter. So this is 1 decameter equal to 10 meter. Then hecto, another unit of length, 1 hectometer equal to 10 raised to 2 meter. That is 100 meter. Okay, then the next one is kilo. You know this, 1 kilometer equal to 10 raised to 3 meter. That is 1000 meter. Okay, then megameter, 1 megameter is equal to 10 raised to 6 meter, right? Then giga, don't go ahead, you just have to know 3 to 4. These are the basic units that you might require. Okay, so these are the prefixes for big measurement. This is a big measurements. Then what about small measurements? These are multiple units. These are called multiple units, and these are the sub-multiple units, the smaller units. Now the smaller units, deci. Deci, so 1 decimeter, how is it related to meter? 10 raised to minus 1 meter. That means 10 decimeter is 1 meter, right? So 1 decimeter is 10 raised to minus 1 meter. Centi, you all know, 1 centimeter is 10 raised to minus 2 meter. That means 1 meter is 10 raised to 2 centimeter. That is 100 centimeter, you all know. Then millimeter, 1 millimeter is 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Now this is very important. You should know micrometer and nanometer. Just note till here. Okay. So decimeter, centimeter, millimeter 10 raised to minus 3, micrometer, micro, whenever you see this symbol, mu, this symbol mu. Mu. So that is micrometer. So 10 raised to minus 6. And N stands for nanometer. Nanometer is again an important unit, and that is always 10 raised to minus 9 meter. So 1 nanometer equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter, right? Then there are more units, picometer. Now see, there are, if I want to measure the diameter of an atom, see, atom is so small, okay? It's very small. I cannot measure the diameter in meter and centimeter. It is very small. So whenever we measure diameters of atoms and all, we measure it with the help of this unit, picometer. Okay, 1 picometer is 10 raised to minus 12. It's a very small unit. So you can say that the diameter of the atom is 1.6 picometer. That is how they measure and they write. So we have to learn till nano. Till nano, you should know what are the prefixes, okay? That is the 10 raised to minus 9, okay? Nanometer. Okay. Now, the units of length.
Suffix is still where?
Here, this one, these are the bigger units of measurements, okay? That you should learn till kilometer, megameter, more than enough. And here you should know till nanometer. Till nanometer is very important. Now, this definition is very important. There are 3 definitions for the main units. The definition of meter. Okay, now see, they in the year 1889, they wanted to define meter. How long should be a meter? Should it be as big as the length of the room? Or should a meter be as big as the length of an eraser? The scientists, when they were sitting and trying to define it, they were confused. Okay, so what they did is they took one rod. Okay, they took a rod that was made up of which metal? It was made up of an alloy. What is an alloy? Alloy is always made up of 2 or more metals. So they took an alloy. Okay, the alloy was platinum iridium. Okay, platinum iridium alloy was taken, right? And it was kept at 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, right? And where was it kept? At the International Bureau of Weights and Measures at Sèvres near Paris. Okay, so at this place, okay, International Bureau of Weights and Measures, okay, they took one rod, okay, and they cut it into, they took a particular length of the rod, okay, which was made up of platinum and iridium, and they took a particular length and they said, now this is 1 meter. Okay, they defined this as 1 meter. So the question that is asked in the exam, define the SI unit of length. See, this question comes, define the SI unit of length. So how do you define it? So the definition is, a meter was defined in 1889 as the distance between 2 marks, okay, 2 marks drawn on, you have to learn the name of the alloy, platinum iridium alloy, okay, which was kept at 0 degrees at the International Bureau of Weights and Measures. Okay, so this is the definition of 1 meter, the SI unit of length. This you have to learn. See, whatever you have to learn, I will be telling you, you please mark that. Okay, that is important, right? So now, after that, we see the, okay, now again they said in 1983 meter was redefined. Please do not learn this definition, the redefined. We do not want the redefined definition. We should only learn the first definition, which was the main definition. Now the subunits of meter. You all know the subunits of meter, the smaller units, centimeter, millimeter, micrometer, and nanometer. I told you should know till nanometer. Okay, so these are the subunits, and we just saw 1 centimeter 10 raised to minus 2 meter, 1 millimeter 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Okay, nanometer 10 raised to minus 9, right? Now, after that, you come to multiple units, the bigger units. So the bigger units is kilometer. You all know 1 kilometer is 1000 meter, right? Now, more bigger units. What are the more bigger units? You all know, if I want to measure the distances between the stars, I cannot use meter and kilometer. We are using light years. So that is the measurement of length. So the more bigger units of length are given here. One is astronomical unit, AU. Another is light year, which is given as LY. Please see LY. And the third one is parsec. Okay. So here, what do you need to know? You just need to
have to learn the
values. You just learn for light year and for astronomical unit. That is more than enough. So 1 astronomical unit. Now see, what is 1 astronomical unit? The distance between the Earth and the Sun. That is called 1 astronomical unit. So that is given as 1.496 into 10 raised to 11 meter. Okay, so that is a bigger unit of length. Another bigger unit of length is light year. I think you are very much familiar, right? Now 1 light year is equal to how many meter? Now you have to learn this. See this table. This table is very important. Can you see where my cursor is going around? Okay, so already we saw what is 1 centimeter, 1 nanometer. Okay, there is one more thing that is called angstrom. We will come to that. Okay, so that is also a smaller unit of length. Okay, that is 1 angstrom is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Nowadays, angstrom is just not being used. Okay, that is a smaller unit of length. They do not use angstrom. They are using nanometer. Okay, but still we have to study, and we have got some questions also where we have to do for angstrom. And there is Fermi. Fermi is 10 raised to minus 15 meter. Again, this is used to measure very, very small units related to atoms and so on. Okay. So now here you will learn light year. 1 light year is equal to 9.46 into 10 raised to 12 kilometer. Along with light year, you have got light minute and light second. Okay, no need to learn the values, but remember light minute. Sometimes we used to, when you are asked how much time does the light take, the light of the sun take to reach the earth, okay, then it is calculated in light minutes. They say 8. Yes, 8 light minutes. Very good. So it is given as 8 light minutes, right? So that we calculate in light minutes. But when you have to calculate distance between the stars, planets and all, we are using light year. Parsec is another unit which is much greater than light year, and you should know parsec is equal to 3.26 light year. That is very important. Okay, no need to learn it by heart, but just have a kind of a just keep it in your mind that 1 parsec, how is it related? It is 3 times light year. So we feel that light year is such a huge unit, but parsec is 3 times more than a light year, 3.26 light years. Okay, now here the smaller units, wavelength. The wavelength, Toshit, I'm not able to hear. The wavelength is measured in terms of angstrom. Toshit, you ask your question later. Wavelength is measured in a very small unit, that is angstrom. Again, 1 angstrom is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Okay, so it is even smaller than nanometer. Nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 meter. This is 10 raised to minus 10. But see, as I said, nowadays angstrom is outdated. Okay, and nanometer is preferred over angstrom. Nobody is using angstrom. They use nanometer. Okay, so this table is very important, children. Learn this table. See what I'm telling you, that only you learn. Just have this in mind. This table is very important. The most important units are given over here. This table, smaller and bigger units of length. Okay, just have this in mind, especially till nanometer and angstrom. Till here, you should know. And from here, you should know only kilometer and light year. Light year is very important. Okay, these two not so important. Kilometer and light year. So learn this table for length. Okay, now we come to mass. We all know what is the SI unit of mass. It is kilogram. Again, the definition is very important. Okay, the definition of 1 kilogram. Now, after finding what is 1 meter length, okay, now they wanted to define the kilogram. Okay, so in 1889, 1 kilogram was defined as the mass. What they did, they took a cylindrical piece. Now this time what they did, they took a cylindrical piece again of the platinum iridium alloy. They took the same alloy, platinum iridium alloy. They took a cylindrical piece and they kept it. Okay, and then they found the mass of that cylindrical piece. Okay, where was it kept? At the same place, International Bureau of Weights and Measures. Okay, near Paris. Okay, so over there they kept that. They took a cylindrical piece and then they found the mass of that cylindrical piece. Whatever was the mass of that cylindrical piece of the platinum iridium alloy, okay, that was taken as 1 kg, right? So if you are asked to define 1 kg, this box is very important. Please learn. They will ask the definition: 1 meter, 1 kg and 1 second. These 3 definitions are asked. Very important definitions. Okay, the subjective questions. So this you have to learn. And again, they have then changed the definition. They have given some definition, but we do not want it. We should only take the original definition. Now, what are the subunits? Okay, so subunits of kilogram, the SI unit of mass is kilogram. So smaller units, grams and milligrams. Okay, you know that 1 gram is 10 raised to minus 3 kg because 1 kg is 1000 grams. Okay, and milligram, 1 milligram is 10 raised to minus 6. Okay, right, 10 raised to minus 6 kg. Now, which are the bigger units of kilogram? So first one is quintal. Okay, 1 quintal equal to 100 kg. That is a bigger unit of kilogram. And another bigger unit is 1 metric ton. 1 metric ton is 1000 kg. Okay, so these are the 2 bigger units. Okay, so these are the multiple units. So when you ask multiple units of the standard unit of measurement of mass, so standard SI unit is kilogram, multiple units of kilogram, quintal and metric ton. Now, smaller units, okay? The mass of atomic particles. When you have to calculate the mass, it is a very small unit, okay? And that is given as AMU. So how is it related to kg? 1 AMU equal to 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 27. It's very small thing, okay? 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. And on the other hand, there are heavenly bodies. You have to find out the mass of the earth, or you have to find out the mass of the sun. Okay, now that is measured in solar mass. Okay, solar mass is given as 2. They have calculated it and given us 2 multiplied by 10 raised to 30 kg. Okay, so again, which table is important? This table. Bigger and smaller units of mass. Very nicely they have given the smaller units: gram, milligram and AMU. Okay, what is the value in kg? So gram, everything is given, and the bigger units: quintal, metric ton and solar mass. So this has to be this table you should study. See, I am giving you a very simple thing: the definition and the table for bigger and smaller units. Only that much is more than enough, and then you should be able to solve the numericals. Okay. Then next is unit of time. Okay, now the SI unit of time is second, right? So how is 1 second defined? Now children, can you see 1 day is called a solar day? Now why is it given? See, this definition we have to learn. A second is defined as 86400 part of a solar day. Now I want somebody to tell me why they have taken the value 86400. Do you know why they have taken this value 86400?
Because there are that many seconds in a day.
Very good, excellent answer, Toshit. So if you try to find out the number of seconds in a day, 1 day 24 hours, but 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 24 multiplied by 60, and 1 minute is again 60 seconds. So 24 into 60 into 60, if you find the value, you will get this answer 86400. So because in 1 day there are 86400 seconds, okay, 86,400 seconds. So that is why 1 second is 1 upon 86400, okay, of a solar day, right? So just learn this definition for second, right? And then again they have given a second definition of second. No need of this. They have given time interval of so many vibrations and all. No need. Okay, now you come to smaller units of time. So you have got a millisecond, 10 raised to minus 3, microsecond, 10 raised to minus 6 seconds. Then they've got shake. No need of this shake, but nanosecond is important. 1 nanosecond, 10 raised to minus 9. Remember children, just remember when you get the word milli, milli means 10 raised to minus 3. Remember for everything, whether it is length or whether it is time or whatever. Micro, 10 raised to minus 6. Nano, 10 raised to minus 9. Remember this. These 3 things you remember, okay, very clearly. So 1 nanosecond, 10 raised to minus 9 seconds. Now what are the bigger units of time? Hour, okay, day, lunar month. You know, we have the lunar calendar which goes according to the moon. Okay, so that lunar month, then solar month, that is the month which we are calculating. Year, leap year, decade. Okay, then you have century and millennium. So bigger units of time: 1 hour, 3600 seconds. Okay, then 1 day, 86,400 seconds. Okay, lunar month consists of a cycle which is 29.5 days. Okay, then a Western Gregorian calendar. Okay, that is 1 month is 30 days. Then 1 year, almost 365 days. Leap year, the month of February is 29 days, you all know, right? Then decade, a decade is 10 years. 1 decade means 10 years. Okay, then 1 century is 100 years, and 1 millennium is 1000 years. So just learn what it is equal to and this table. So this table is very important. Again, the bigger units and the smaller units of time. right? So the bigger
Ma'am,
units,
ma'am,
yes, yes, ask.
ma'am, do we have to learn in the millennium 3.6 into 10 that above
No,
it
no,
is
no,
given?
no, 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 no. Don't learn that. You just say that 1 millennium is 1,000 years and 1 century is 100 years. You
Okay,
just
ma'am.
learn this minute,
Okay.
hours, and day. This much is more than enough. Minute, hour, and day. Okay, this is
Okay.
more than enough. Now we come to derived units. I think only 2 minutes are remaining. Can you, I'll try to again start the meeting. I'll just continue for 10 more minutes so that I complete this part A, then we'll do the numericals. Very few numericals are there, and after that we'll start with part C. Okay, now see the derived units. Everyone see what are the derived units. You all know area, volume, density. See the formulas, mass upon volume. Okay, so the derived unit, mass, what is the let us take density. Let us take one example. Density is mass upon volume. What is the SI unit of mass? Kilogram. What is the SI unit of volume? Meter cube. So kg per meter cube. See, this is the derived unit of density, right? Now one more example, acceleration. You all know velocity upon time. So velocity is meter per second and time is second. So acceleration meter per second square. Okay, so these are the derived units that you have, power and so on. So just go through the derived units. Okay, now very important guidelines for writing the
Ma'am,
units.
do we have to learn all the derived units?
No, you already know. You already know all the most of the units. You don't have to learn. Now see the
Yes,
guideline.
ma'am.
See,
Okay.
whatever symbol is not named after a scientist is written in small letters. For example, kilogram. Kilogram is not named after a scientist, so you will write kilogram with small letters. Okay, and you will write kg. But for example, force.
Second also.
Force is named after the scientist Newton. So how do you write this? I've been telling you for a long time. If you write a single alphabet, it is capital N. And if you write the whole word, it has to be small alphabets. NEW, don't write capital. Similarly, joule, single alphabet, capital J. And if you write the whole word joule, then it will be small JOULE. Okay, so that is important. Okay, the full name of the unit should be written. Okay, full name, right? So the unit of velocity, meter per second. So these are all the things. Okay, now if you are writing 2 or more unit, Newton meter, then you have to put N, put a space and then write meter, or you can write Newton multiplied by meter. Okay, and negative power, you know what is negative power? Meter per second. So you always use ms minus 1. So you use a negative power. See here it is given meter per second, so ms minus 1, right? So I think the